So this definitely has a different feel than the usual videos on Bucket List. I've been toying with the idea of every few weeks doing an honest conversations type thing, where it's just you and I, whoever's watching in the moment, having a one-sided conversation that hopefully would continue in the comments. And in a way, necessity brought it on to happen this week, just because obviously you can see I'm packing for the move to my new place, and I've been feeling like absolute crap. The wind here, they say Chicago's a windy city, not February and March in Las Vegas. Good Lord, has it been windy and it's kicking up the allergies. Back east, I never had seasonal or environmental allergies. Here, I'm a mess. You can probably hear it. And just work and reffing and umping, I just haven't had a chance to really delve into editing this last week and a half, and also had to rearrange some of the schedule, blah, blah, blah. That's not interesting. And this won't be everybody's cup of tea. And this won't be highly edited, or really at all, except the open and the end. But one thing that so many of my closest friends and even just acquaintances and I have been touching on lately is just this aura, this cloud of existential dread hanging over all of us. You know, if you know me, you know I'm a very political person. If you follow me on Instagram, my personal account, it's a lot of political stuff, very far left, but with a brain. Like, I'm not into like cancel culture, things like that. Like, I want to have a discussion, a debate. I'm open to having my mind change and just, you know, have healthy interactions in that way. But I'm very far left. Everyone is equal to me, but not in a way that you can say certain slogans in a weaponized way. You know, it's so I'm very far left, but I keep that on my personal IG. I don't put it on the IG for this channel. It's separate. But I mean, you can get glimpses of that in certain things I say on this channel, of course. But take for instance, you know, the Mexico. The Mexico videos. I don't speak Spanish. I brain no good, no work so good when it comes to trying to learn another language. I'm barely good at English, but I try to pronounce the words as words and names, places and things properly, out of respect for the culture. So, you know, things like that you can kind of glean from my videos. And this isn't going to be an overly political video either. I don't think you have to be political to feel the weight of the world. We're all feeling it in some way. Some pay more attention to the news than others. I'm addicted to it. I can't turn away. Others have to. And some just don't look. You know, to feel like something's in the air, I feel is somewhat universal, especially for adults. You know, that feeling of, will I be able to, you know, it ranges from will I be able to put food on the table, keep a roof over my head, to is war on the horizon that'll be here? Will my loved ones be picked up and deported? You know, one of my closest, dearest friends was picked up. Thankfully, she knew her rights and she was able to, you know, not a criminal, nothing. She was able to be released, but she's still at risk. You know, there's a lot going on, and yet life goes on, and yet we have to go to the grocery store. We have to go to work. We have to go to, I don't have kids, but our kids' volleyball games, baseball games, softball games, plays, recitals. We have family dinner if we're lucky. We go out on dates. We have movie nights. We listen to music, go to the movies. Hell, next month, I've got friends visiting pretty much throughout the entire month. You know, one friend is going to be here for 2 months not staying with me, but in town. So, there's dad and other friends and so on and so forth. And in a month, I'm going to LA for the weekend to see Alessia Cara in concert and be on the set of the Enterprise D from Star Trek Picard season 3. Like, and that makes me feel like a phony. So balance. Long way around to get to the intro of what this is. You already know that from the title of the video. Is balance possible right now? Is it healthy? Is it okay? I've been saying with my more leftist friends that we have 3 options in the world right now: acquiescence, relocation, or revolution. And for me, really, the only 2 options are relocation and revolution. And it's like, what form does any of that take? I don't know. But I feel like you can't really have both. Maybe I'm wrong. Selfishly, I want to just go on, maybe leave the country or move back east, or just while I'm here, just have my fun and live my life and put my head in the sand and just, be as happy as I can for as long as I can be. I make no illusions. I have no illusions that my job as an executive assistant isn't going to be taken over by AI within the next 3 to 5 years. I know it will. My job encourages us to incorporate AI into what we do. I refuse to do it because I told people I'm not trained to do my job. I know my time with the means I have is finite. Yeah, I'm not trying to save every little penny. I'm trying to enjoy life. You see the balance, being of 2, 3, 7 minds on a subject. A part of why I've gotten this umping and reffing side gig is because if I can be good at that, AI is not taking that over. Could it support me full time? No. But is a good chunk of change? Yeah. Can it help? Yeah. And then part of me wants to sacrifice it all and fight the good fight and run for office. Not really. But, protest and give of my time and my money and my energy towards trying to make a difference. Yet, I'm making this video. Yet, I continually put out these feel-good bucket list things that have their melancholy emo-ness that I have. It's all in an effort to try to achieve a dream I've had since before I can remember and make a career out of my art and entertainment. I'm in the process, and the video is coming out. I've already mentioned it. I'm in the process of filming it to try to get, this script for a project that I wrote off the ground, What's that really contributing to society? What's that really changing? What's that solving in the prediction that things are going to get a lot worse? And, depending on where you fall on the political spectrum, you have probably different sources that you blame for what's going on. I tend to look and see that it's across the board. Some more than others, in my opinion, may be different in your opinion. Let's talk about it. Or let's just, it's really easy to give advice and not follow it. I'm an expert at that, aren't we all? I wish it was alcohol, it's water. What I tell my friends is, who we have these discussions about, feeling like are we just on borrowed time? Not just from age and health and growing old, but from the world around us. Should I be more focused on this? I feel like a hypocrite. And I say, no. You work for the best, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Be ready for anything in between. And yet, when I think about that for myself, I feel disingenuous. I feel stupid. I feel like I have no balance. And I know I'm not alone in that. I know I can't seem to take my own advice that it's okay to pursue and indulge in the things that make you happy, as silly and in the grand scheme of things as meaningless as they might seem, be it going to the movies or for a walk or on a vacation if you can afford it, or whatever it might be. You know, getting that meal out that costs a little more than what it would to cook at home, knowing that in the future you may not have those means. Live now while you can, as opposed to prep for the future. I don't know. And I'm here trying to make this channel work and trying to make my dreams come true. And yet a big part of me wonders if there's even any time left for that. Are we headed towards something much darker? It feels like we are. The world's changing at a rapid pace all around us. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a political thing. I mean, you look at technology, you look at the climate, you look at all these things. And if you don't believe any of those things, you think everything's on a perfect path, then more power to you. I disagree, but a part of me is envious that you feel that way. The laundry's done. I don't know if you heard that beeping. Sorry, I trailed off, but there's not going to be any. I'm not going to cut it together. This is more of a rant and a ramble than a conversation, but is balance possible? Is it possible to fuel the fires that ignite your soul and do the things that you love and you get enjoyment out of? Savor every moment, feeling like the walls are closing in around you? Or should you be focused just on pushing those walls off as far as you can and trying to make the world a better place? But does being authentic and following your heart help in a smaller way to make the world a better place? Objectively speaking, they're not mutually exclusive. You can do both. And it's okay to do both. And you're not a hypocrite, and you're not a phony. You're not full of it. But feeling that, believing that. I have not found balance with my two halves. One that just wants to pursue this and my passions for filmmaking and vlogging, writing, spending time with my loved ones and seeing everything I can see in this world. I don't think I have much time left to see it all, because I do feel like the world is closing in around us and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. And then the other part of me just wants to fight the good fight. How do you feel? If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. I don't know how this video is going to do. Probably not very well, and that's fine. But if you're feeling this existential dread, or even just on a small scale, you're worried about finances, you're worried about your kids, you're worried about your parents, you're worried about yourself. If you feel it on a smaller, more personal scale, and or on the larger global scale, and you're just trying to find moments of joy, you're trying to navigate all of that, then just know you're not alone. You probably already knew that, but just want to say that. And, share how you feel in the comments below. How are you navigating what you're going through? And if you have any tips for finding balance, I'll gladly take them. Let's talk about it. All right. I don't know if that achieved anything I wanted it to, but it's real. It's authentic, and it's from the heart. And I really do appreciate you watching, even if you didn't get through all this, in which case you're not hearing this. So there you go. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program next week. There's a lot of different videos I'm working on. They're taking a little more time than I thought. And that can only lead to a higher standard of quality, I hope. I'll keep doing this, and I'll keep doing what I can for the world, be it volunteering or helping to educate others while getting an education through listening myself. Not to myself, to others. I'm just saying, listening. You know what I mean. And maybe that is balance. I don't know. Anyway. Because it really does feel like we're living on borrowed time. And I'm really trying to navigate between making this my time and not turning a blind eye to the borrowed time that the world is on. And so many others who have it far, far worse and who are experiencing things that I don't have to worry about, at least not at the moment. Oh, I torture myself. Anyway, and I've tortured you long enough, so I'm going to go. And just take care of yourselves. And if you need to talk, let's talk below. And I love you all. I do. I'll see you next week.